This podcast was recorded on January 20th and is brought to you by Sportify. And as always, on our Instagram page at Sportify Podcasts, you can find all relevant timestamps for every segment we cover.
Ayo, what up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sportify, and this time we have a special guest we would like to introduce to you guys. He is one of Hong Kong's rising talents in cricket, Ahan Trivedi. Ahan, welcome. We will then also talk about Premier League football, specifically regarding the historic rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United and how the rivalry is being reignited in this season of football. And finally, we will be talking about the NBA, where Hayden will host it. So let's get started with Ahan. So Ahan, what made you so interested in cricket?
Well, obviously I'm Indian.
Obviously.
So, I guess just sort of the surroundings, the people I grew up with, just my parents' background. But to be honest, when I first started playing cricket, I wasn't necessarily interested in it. It was 2011 when India won the World Cup was when I actually started to pick up interest. And after that, I don't know, it just became something I was really interested in. And I guess just kept playing for 10 years now.
So you say that inspired you, the World Cup win. When England won the World Cup, by the way, you know we won the World Cup, right?
It's in 2019.
Yeah, you know, Ben Stokes, national hero. You know what I'm saying? Ben Stokes is a national hero. But what I'm saying is, you know, that inspired me to pick up a cricket bat. Until I realised I wasn't very good at cricket, so, you know, I played it once in a park and I was like, it's not for me. But understandable, right? Understandable, but yeah, cool.
Hey, Hayden, how many sports have you just picked up and just like never touched it?
I mean, rugby was not for me.
I'm in that boat too.
A lot of sports. Yeah, it's not for everyone.
Golf.
I like golf. I play golf.
Good leisure sport.
Around that time, we had lunch with Cecil, and he said the handicap. You said yes. You can't have a negative handicap, guys. It only goes to a scratch, right? Yeah. So, Aria.
Yeah, so we want to know like what teams you play for now, what teams you started off, like which club, stuff like that. Just your history.
So to be completely honest, I have no clue which club I started playing for. It was a random club which probably just disintegrated now. And then I started playing cricket at KCC 2011. And then I actually stopped after like approximately a year. I switched to be honest, I don't even know the name of the team, but I just played through school. And then I found out they weren't very good, so I joined KCC again, and I've been there since.
So you have a lot of history at KCC.
Yeah.
It's been like, almost 10 years coming up, right? So you'd say that's like predominantly the main club that's been in your life.
Definitely.
Not one club, man. Well, you tested other what is
one primary club
alone, essentially, and then decided KCC was where you're better off.
Yeah.
Big up KCC.
Big up KCC.
Do you think
Aria, actually, didn't you used to play for KCC football club?
Okay, what? Like KCC?
The football club.
Yeah. It's just KCC.
But you used to play for.
Yes.
What do you play for now again? I'm sorry.
Hong Kong Football Club. Okay, I'll explain. I played for KCC for 4.5 years. From like halfway through U12, and then this year I swapped to Hong Kong Football Club with a few of my other friends from KCC. KCC did not have a team any longer for women's, like the young ladies team, so we moved to Football Club. They're now combined with like other teams, so there's no official KCC team, so I didn't technically betray KCC.
Well, then you betray your friends by leaving them? I've heard that
five of us all left from KCC to HKFC, so we made a move together, and at training they used to, like, our team is very, only like 5 or 6 of us used to go like every training, So our team was like very small. Even matches, we'd have like no subs, or we'd even play less, like 10 against 11 sometimes.
I've experienced that in Charlton.
Yeah. So like basically, there were like people weren't coming, and then the people older than us in our team, like year 13s and stuff, they graduated. So we were like 7, 8 of us only left. So 5 of us decided to move to a football club. Also because like, you know, in terms of money, like get free kits, Adidas. You know.
Good explanation.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, betrayal is one thing, but
No, but her story kind of reminds me of mine because like I moved with like 4 or 5 different teammates to a different team back in
because you
like,
used to play at Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
And then you went to
Eastern.
and that was about like 4 players went to.
It was like
Yeah.
4 or 5 because like for me I wasn't getting any game time or like deserved
Yeah,
respect for myself, so I moved and I found a better club and I'm developed there ever since. So I see.
So the trend is that when one player leaves, you know, he brings in
Yeah.
a bunch of
Like
friends
you
with
still have the chemistry with those
Yeah.
like few
Yeah.
players.
Pack of wolves.
pack of.
Yeah.
I see.
you know, people that I'm still friends with today. You know, Kiros. You know.
Kiros Chong,
Yeah.
who might be coming on the podcast, by the way. Who knows? We'll got something in the works, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's bring the focus back to our main man, Ahan Trivedi.
Yes.
So, Ahan,
I mean,
Yes.
you play. Okay, well, you know, it's not a flex or anything, but you played for, you know, Hong Kong youth teams.
Yeah.
So played for the under 13 team.
Under 13.
Yeah, but that was just like there was just one game against some touring side in Australia. Played one game, won one game, so undefeated.
100% winning course, essentially.
Then did 2 tours with the Hong Kong under 16s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they went very well, but
But good stories from the tour.
very good stories,
Oh,
great
wow.
experience, I'd say, but
Great, you know,
not really
success,
any success
in the tournament.
Yes, yeah.
Were you playing against like reputable countries?
Not necessarily. I mean, they were decent cricketing nations, and they acted more as like qualifiers.
I
So
see.
we played against like Nepal, Singapore, teams that did beat us.
Okay.
But there were, no disrespect, teams on the other side of the spectrum too. You know, Myanmar,
Yeah.
yeah, China.
China's
China,
got
they're
a billion
emerging.
people.
They're getting
though.
better. They're getting better.
You'd think China would be like.
But yeah,
Yeah, but they
I guess
have
cricket's
a
just
lot
one
of.
those-
it's not the culture.
They
right?
focus
Yeah.
on other sports.
Yeah.
Ping pong ball,
Yeah.
badminton,
Badminton.
what
It's
else?
big in China.
relay running.
And more of like the, you know, track and field type stuff.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
really so much.
Yeah, it's not-
Oh, basketball is huge in China.
Yao Ming. Jeremy
Jeremy
Lin.
Lin, yes,
Is that
signed with the Golden State Warriors.
the
G League
Yeah, the
team,
G
yeah.
League. That's a bit. Yeah.
is there any other toys you went on?
Just 2 for the under 16. There was, there are a few under 19 tours coming up, but honestly, I have no clue when they are because
Yeah.
of the
COVID.
COVID
COVID.
situation. Was supposed to go if selected in November for the under 19 tour, which was the Division 2 World Cup qualifier.
Oh.
So
Mad.
not necessarily against reputable teams, but it was quite interesting because if we did qualify
For the
for
World Cup.
that and then the World Cup, we could have, you know, went up against the best in the world, you know, India, Australia.
England.
No,
Oh, okay. Well.
yeah.
Well,
Han, what's like your favorite part of like a tour? Because for me,
Yeah.
when I go on tours and like trips and stuff, like I love the experiences with just like staying in the hotel, like bonding with
I
teammates.
think, to be honest,
Yeah.
like everything, it's just a great experience from start to finish. But there's so many different aspects because obviously you are going there with a purpose. So you know, once you're training on the cricket field, you're sort of in a different mode. It doesn't matter whether you know you're training in your backyard, apartment,
Or in another
club,
country.
Yeah.
or even you know next to a beach resort in Thailand. It doesn't necessarily matter. But I think just the experience itself it's quite humbling and it's quite amazing, honestly, because it's quite surreal, you know, if you're there representing your country. But there's a lot of things, you know, the brotherhood with your teammates, the camaraderie,
Yeah.
the food is great.
It's great, eh? Breakfast in the morning, eh?
Yeah, hotel breakfast.
Hotel breakfast,
Hotel.
you know, continental.
So
Only
like,
thing I don't really like was we'd have curfews. Did break that a lot, but yeah.
What's the difference between like your tours from like KCC and then like Hong Kong team? Like,
I
is there a
think, to be
difference?
honest, just in terms of like, I think the cricket is very different. Obviously, different purposes. One's more of a fun sort of. Obviously, the cricket's competitive, but you're not really there to be winning cricket games.
Yeah.
It's not the. It's just to get a better experience, have fun.
It's like more freedom,
Yeah.
like the
But
KCC ones.
At international level, it's
At a
serious.
national level,
Yeah.
of
The
course.
tension, yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to like pay fines, right? If you like break stuff.
That was the first tour. That's because
Yeah.
our assistant coach. I don't really like him that much. My coach at KCC.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
It's okay. He's not gonna.
what? No, you're not.
I would say.
No, you don't have to say his name.
Yeah. I would-
yeah.
But I don't think he'd be watching this if I was completely honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
I don't
not.
think so either.
Yeah, but he used to seem to love fining the team, and me in particular. I think I racked up the most fines on tour.
Oh, you're that guy.
Probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just fined me for everything. Showing up 1 minute late to breakfast, team boss forgetting my roller.
Minor.
With like real money.
Yeah, 100 baht.
That's what finding is, man.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
No, I thought like finding like laps or something. 'cause that's what we do.
Nah, that's Chinese people are too
That's
nice.
not you.
Chinese people are too nice, in the real world they
Yeah.
take your money.
I think the way they see it, laps isn't a punishment. It's a reward. You're working on your fitness, which I completely disagree with.
Speaking of coaches, is there like a special person like that influenced
In your
like,
development?
stuff? Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say so because it just is the nature of the club. Coaches come and go. The head coaches I've been under, well, in total 5, but I'd say about 3 of them now. We don't currently have one yet because of the COVID situation. One left, no one has come to replace him. But I've had I'd say 3 now where I've been taking my cricket seriously. And they've just been there for sort of 2-3 years, leaving. There is the assistant coach who was with us on tour.
The one you don't like.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really like him, but he's a very good coach. I don't think he likes me very much because I'm quite lazy, which I agree with.
But
Yeah.
but
He's been there, quite
yeah.
helpful. But I think all the coaches I've worked with, they're extremely nice, helpful.
So not one in particular that stands out, but
no one, yeah.
okay. On the topic of that, recently or this year, right, or last year, sorry, you got called up to the senior team, and was that last year?
20. Well, it was originally I was named in the KCC men's squad, Premier League squad.
Mm-hmm.
So the best sort of 11 in the whole club.
Yeah.
I was named in the squad originally for last season, so it was April, but we only played 1 game which I wasn't selected in, and then the season sort of just got scrapped
Yeah.
for COVID. And then so how it works is there's 2 different phases of the tournament, I'd say, like the T20 short format and the 1-day format.
Yeah, I looked up on that. Is it like test cricket?
No, there's no test cricket in Hong Kong because
So the 1 day is just like extended, right?
it's 50 overs, so it lasts about 8 to 9 hours.
Okay,
the whole
I
thing.
get that. And T20 is like a short
3-4 hours.
Yeah, 3-4 hours.
Just an afternoon.
Okay, I see.
So it was like the first phase which we played the T20s in. So there's 5 clubs in Hong Kong. We went undefeated throughout, so it was like a round robin. You play each team once, top 2 qualify for the finals. We went undefeated throughout.
And you won the league, right?
At the home
Yeah, I
ground.
did see your celebrations on Snapchat.
Yeah.
You look like you're having a good time. Yeah, very good time.
I think that people watching had a great time as well.
But
You always saw
apparently,
some very
the
drunk
interesting story.
people.
Oh, whoa.
Interesting story was apparently there were a lot of bets being placed because obviously it was live streamed on YouTube. There was commentary and everything. Great commentary, by the way. And it was apparently, amazingly, there were about 50,000 people watching in total
On the live stream?
Yeah.
on the live stream. And then it was apparently there were bets coming in from India. And I read an interesting comment that, in the finals, the game was fixed by the players, and 7 players out of the 22 have been arrested, which I can confirm is completely untrue. Last I've checked, no one has been arrested.
So it's just this random guy from India is just like,
Has
okay,
just
what's
put out an announcement
Okay.
saying,
Yeah.
7 of you are arrested.
Okay.
To be honest, I was a bit scared. I was like, have I done
Am
anything?
I gonna get arrested?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Juvie.
He knows more than I do.
Yeah.
You know? Oh.
It was like, they take our phones in at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Don't have our phones for 4 or 5 hours, but I was like, oh shit, this
Like,
guy
maybe-
must know what
yeah.
he's saying, right?
Yeah.
Coming out with accusations like that.
That's mad. I see like
Yeah.
those Premier League like football streams where they only have like 3-4K views. That's like 10 times of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, India's a big country.
Yeah,
Big,
that's
big population.
Big country.
You know?
Yeah.
massive.
I think the player's family makes up for about half of that.
Yeah.
They're probably watching from India.
So next question. So you're one of the youngest players on the team, aren't you?
The youngest, right?
16-year-old.
Youngest to play a game, yeah. There were
Yeah.
2 in the squad.
Bring up that stat.
Yeah.
Bring up that stat.
The wickets, how many he took?
5.
Yeah, in total.
Read the thing.
I think there's 2 things.
Oh, the better thing.
Well, I know my
The second
stats,
one,
that's what-
16-year-old.
Okay, read
Tell us
it.
the hat trick one.
Yeah.
Okay, so 16-year-old off spinner Ahan Trivedi was then tossed the ball in a hat trick after having taken 2 wickets and 2 balls against USRC last weekend. The young offie's dream run in the Premier League T20 continued as Ninad sliced him straight to the to point the first ball, giving him a hat trick in the first 3 balls he's ever bowled in the Premier League level. So a historic accomplishment by the youngster that is unlikely to ever be matched. The off-spinner's taste for success continued as he picked up wickets of Martin Varsfield, caught Long On and Rory Keynes with a brilliant cotton ball in the first 2 balls of his next over. He nearly completed yet another hat-trick, with Harun Arshad defending the 3rd ball in the air, just short of Trivedi's outstretched hands, but the damage had already been done. HKCC were 61 for 6 after 12 overs and struggling.
Well, bigging him up,
That
aren't
was
we?
mad.
Definitely bigging him up.
so
But,
that's crazy. From the Hong Kong cricket website.
and there's another. He's featured in the SCMP article
SCMP as
Yeah.
well. So it's 16-year-old. In your first
Your debut.
2, your debut Premier League, first 2 matches, you took a hat trick.
Yeah, tell us how that was like, because that's mad, you know?
Well, okay, if I'm being completely honest, it was a bit odd because normally, hat tricks completed 3 consecutive balls. Mine had a week in the
gap.
middle of it.
Yeah.
Legitimately still a hat trick, but it's not necessarily one. Of course, it goes down as a hat trick. I
Yeah.
claim it's a hat trick, but it's not necessarily like.
Humble.
Yeah, it's not necessarily something like. I think it just sounds a lot better than it
So
actually
they've kind of
is.
twisted the words.
Yeah, if you look up the laws and everything, yeah, sure, it is legally
Hat trick.
a hat trick on a technicality, but the fact that I stretched across 2 games, and I was a bit annoyed because I felt like I could get the second hat trick, which I felt would have been much
I
better.
saw that, yeah.
Double hat trick, first
Yeah.
game.
Well,
So
not a
no,
double,
so he
but
got
2 different.
Two
so he
different
got,
hats.
yeah. So it was the first game you played like the last 2 balls,
Yeah,
and then
so
they
I
went
bowled
all
to,
out.
yeah, and then
Yeah. So he got the wicket on the last ball, and then the next match when your over came.
Yeah, so I just came and it was like I was technically on a hat trick, so if I got a wicket off my first ball, it would have been a hat trick, which I did. I don't think the ball was that great, if I'm being completely honest, but yeah.
So you got 2 wickets there, and then another over that came up. You got 2 wickets in
And
a
the
row.
first 2 balls of that over
Yeah.
as well.
and then
And then the 3rd ball, I don't know, looking back at it, I felt like maybe if I was a couple of inches taller. Hands were a couple of inches
You
longer.
are 5'7".
Yeah,
We'll
quite
give you
short.
that. We'll give you that.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber's height. Your favorite singer.
Hold up, Justin Bieber's 5'7".
Yeah.
That's where he is, right?
Is he though?
I think he's a bit taller.
I think he's
No, but
5'8",
he
is
lies
not?
about his height.
I think it's like 5'8".
Let's be honest, every guy lies about their height.
Nah.
He's 5'8".
You shouldn't lie about your height.
5'8".
5'9". He's
5'9".
5'9".
Lies. Lies. He's
Have
not
you seen him in real life?
I have.
I have.
I wish.
Went to a
I
concert once.
wish. I wish.
But anyway, where was I? Where were we?
You were talking about his height.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Okay, well,
if I'm being honest, I think the statistic is, it is what it is. I was quite lucky, if I'm being completely honest. But end of the day, that's not what shows. That it makes me look like a lot better than I actually am.
I think you're being humble. I
But
think you're
yeah,
being humble.
no, because the stats for like that match itself, the number of wickets you took were they the most that game in total? Like 4 wickets that game, right?
For that game, yeah. I think
And that was-
across the tournament, I think 10th or 11th in terms of like most wickets taken.
And this is basically in a league where like everyone else is like
Yeah.
Like
much
adult.
older, like adults. Yeah,
Like
most of
professional.
them were adults.
And someone told me
Yeah.
I had the best strike rate, so that means like ratio of taking wickets to balls bowled in a professional T20 league, but I don't know how accurate that is.
And the fact that you played the second game where you got like all those wickets
Yeah.
was like your first proper like full game.
Yeah.
Because the last one you only bowled
Yeah.
2 balls.
So in the whole thing, I actually only bowled 20 balls in the whole tournament and got 5 wickets.
That's
But-
crazy.
Which is a crazy ratio,
That's
isn't it? Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I'm just
20
thinking
balls,
like
5 wickets.
you're a wonder kid sitting next to me and like nobody, because it's cricket in
some
Hong Kong.
recognition.
Yeah.
You need some
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because it's cricket in Hong Kong. You don't get recognition. You're such a humble guy at school.
Yeah.
You've got.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not going to say anything, but you're such a humble guy at school. So it's incredible what you're doing really at your age in the professional setting of cricket you're playing.
It's not that well known.
Yeah. Humble.
I thank you.
YG.
Alright, moving on. What's your your favorite moment in your career so far?
I think taking that hat trick would be up there. If I was being honest, I did not realize it was a hat trick until 2 of my friends who were running drinks that day.
Oh yeah.
So they were 12th and 13th. Also kids like me. I think one was a bit older, one was a bit younger. They came out and they reminded me, you got a hat trick, and I was like, oh yeah, I did. So it just took a while to sink in.
Yeah.
And then I think obviously winning the tournament, surely's got to be number 1. Playing for Hong Kong, up there. Lots of positives.
You've done a lot.
Yeah.
Done a lot. What future aspirations? What are you looking forward like?
I
in a
think
couple of years?
growing up in Hong Kong, there's not been that much scope of cricket. You compare it to other cricket playing countries, your India, Australia, even England,
Yeah.
where there's a lot of cricket being played. Where you have a bad week here, it sort of actually this was an interesting thing one of my friends told me. It was like in Hong Kong, if you have a bad week, you've got to wait for another week till you get another game. So you sort of a bad performance sort of drags you out for a whole week. I think this is
Yeah.
like Hong Kong as a whole.
Yeah, with
I
all
know you
sports.
play football.
Yeah.
It's just like with all sport, because Hong Kong's not necessarily a sporting
It's not a smart
heavy
nation.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The emphasis is
It's
on that.
like, but you go to India, I think the importance of scoring hundreds in Hong Kong, anywhere, if you score 100 runs, obviously it's a big deal. But in India, they've got tens of thousands of kids doing that daily, so you don't stand out. The only people that stand out, there was a kid that scored 1,000 runs in one game, and he doesn't play cricket anymore.
It's crazy.
So it's a bit,
It's just levels
yeah,
in
there's
Hong Kong.
a lot of, so in terms of that, there's not really much future aspiration. Obviously, I love cricket. It's really fun. It's helped me massively gain, new friends, new perspectives. Develop new relationships with people. It's quite helpful in its sense. So obviously, I don't want to stop cricket, but there's nothing career related at the moment. We'll see
Yeah.
if I feel like it, but definitely nothing in Hong Kong.
Do you think cricket kind of shaped your personality?
I guess in a sense, but I don't really. The way I see it, it's like I sort of have not necessarily 2 different lives, but it's like when I play cricket, I'm not really thinking about school and all the other
Yeah.
things. I'm just
Yeah.
in my own sort of.
World.
World,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when you're at school, you're more.
Obviously, I love cricket, so I do watch and.
You follow it.
Yeah.
But you follow a lot of other sports as
Yeah.
well. You're
I think
100% cricket focused. You're,
Yeah,
and you're
there's
quite,
a lot of things.
yeah.
So it's not necessarily it shaped my personality, but it's definitely added to it because definitely met new people which I wouldn't have met without playing cricket. Made new friends, a lot of new friends. Some of my best friends from playing cricket.
Do you think it would have been different if you played cricket in India or England or Australia, somewhere else, other than Hong Kong, where you'd be in cricket in terms of that?
I think in terms of my personal level, I think if I played in one of those cricket heavy nations, it could have gone either way, you know. I could have shifted towards cricket, and I would have been dedicating a lot of time, because the way thing is in India, you've got to choose. Like, you cannot.
Do both.
There's like probably 5 people in the entire India who graduate like from college with a degree and play for India. So you've got to be extremely talented in like both avenues, and you've got to work extremely hard, obviously. So I'd have to choose, and you know, nothing against it, but like, I'm a really skinny guy, just the way I am. I'm not that hardworking, if I'm being honest, quite lazy. I don't think I would be playing cricket at that high of a level, maybe just for fun.
The competition's just
Yeah.
that high in India.
Well, it could go the other way. I could have, you know, had a breakout and decided to play cricket, but yeah, I can't really comment on it too much, but yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Next question. Just have to take that in.
Yeah, okay, so how's your like training going on right now? Because like with COVID and stuff, is there
It's
like
not-
anything happening?
We have to go for runs every week. Bit
Yeah.
of a pain, if I'm being honest.
Your team.
5Ks?
Hong Kong, just the under 19 program. No, it's just a 2K every Monday.
2K every Monday, okay.
Yeah.
What time? What's your time?
My personal best is currently 7:31, but
So bad.
normally I just around the 8-minute mark
Okay,
somewhere.
it's cool.
What about you guys? Do you guys do training? Like, what's happening with that? Because mine's like completely stopped right now. Like from there, I have to do like personal. If I
I think
want to.
since the 4th wave in Hong Kong, I think the last time I played cricket was
It's been a couple months.
November,
Yeah.
maybe early
Yeah.
December.
For me, I've joined a football team. It's not ideal, you know, they have training in a park.
Oh.
Victoria Park.
Oh, Vic. Oh,
Yeah.
that's worse.
Yeah, it's just like a
Oh,
park,
God.
like where
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
go to like, you know, walk,
Yeah.
walk their dogs, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you have to attend it?
Exactly.
I used to go there to catch
Do you have to attend
Pokemon.
it?
I don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did.
Catch Pokemon.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
a text.
that phase. And
My coach is
everything,
asking me
like-
to go, but I'm not sure if I'm going. To be honest,
Victoria Park.
Yeah.
I don't
I
want to
was
go to
just-
Victoria Park
Yeah.
on a Saturday morning when I could be, you know, sleeping in. I should be going actually. I should be, but you know, COVID,
Yeah.
you know.
I think the 4th wave like shook things up more. Like
100%.
previously, like we would still like maybe sometimes have training or like
No,
do
I think
like
it's
things.
just the circumstance it's around, you know, Christmas, New Year, Chinese New Year coming up.
Yeah.
It's just a very busy time,
Busy-
so I think
busy
they
time,
have
so,
to
yeah.
sort of keep it tight.
Yeah. Fair.
For me, like just training has completely stopped, and we were
Yeah.
like just getting back into like competitive.
Getting
football.
ready for matches. Yeah,
Getting
because
ready
I
for
know,
the season.
like
We were playing
November.
matches.
Yeah, November. Yeah, we're playing friendlies and stuff in the November. I think November, December around. We're supposed to like have HKFA like league start again, but that all stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Complete. Yeah.
We played like one game of HKFA, and I played really bad that game, and we
Well,
lost.
you
And then now
played
you just-
HKFA.
Yeah, with the reserve. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we lost that game. And
So I think sport as a whole has just been sort of off.
Yeah, sport is one
It's
of the
been
harder
sad.
things to have in COVID because you
Yeah.
actually have to be with people.
Yeah.
In an organized league, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too
And,
much.
yeah, especially like team games, it's so much harder as well.
Difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah.
what have you guys been doing like at home to like make up for it?
Not
Anything?
much. Like workout, you know.
Mr. Burns boot
Chloe
camp.
Ting.
Chloe Ting.
Chloe Ting.
I did look her up.
Again,
I
You did?
I looked
Did
her
you?
up. You know, enjoyed the yoga videos.
Okay, of
you
course.
know.
Yeah, okay.
Good routines. You know, runs as well. Like Ahan, you know, I learned from the best. What else?
We actually used to have like Zoom sessions, so they had like fitness routines planned out for us.
Yeah.
2 hour long. Pain in the
That's
ass.
mad.
Did not enjoy it at 7:30 p.m. on a school night.
oh,
Yeah, that was.
Actually, wait, I had that as well.
So,
Remember
yeah,
my-
Hayden and I, we were out one night and he had online training and we stopped
we
by
just
some
went gym.
we went to gym and
Went to the
we
gym.
went by some random like noodle shop and he did his online
No,
training
we went to
there.
the gym and we were like, oh, let's go for dinner. And I looked at my WhatsApp and I was like, oh, I've
Training.
online training. So I had to,
Yeah.
you know, I
Oh,
had to
no,
kind
The
of,
annoying thing is, like,
Yeah.
they all, like, you know, they think that we're majorly free, like, in
Yeah.
terms of our
they don't-
time.
yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah.
just set it, like, whatever's convenient for them.
both of them.
Yeah.
And then that just sort of, like, becomes a block in the day where you can't really do anything around it. Because
Yeah.
it's just at an inconvenient time.
And you also feel like like you're letting the team down by not going as well. So there's a trade-off 100%.
Yeah,
Obviously,
like,
for me, there was like a lot at stake. Like, you don't go, you won't get selected, and all that.
Yeah.
But
It's different.
didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finishing.
Alright, yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Ahan.
Okay, so now we'll be moving on to talk about Manchester United and Liverpool. And since
The Liverpool and Manchester United rivalry dates back all the way to 1894, where the clubs met for the first time. Since then, both clubs have become extremely successful both domestically and internationally. Manchester United at present have the most English titles at 20, followed by 19 from Liverpool. However, Liverpool have the most European Cups at 6 over Manchester United's 3. Both clubs in recent times have not been the biggest rivals in English football. However, that has changed over the course of the new season, as both clubs are in a title race to become England's new Premier League champions.
Okay, so now we'll be moving on to talk about Manchester United and Liverpool. And since Hayfield is a Chelsea supporter, he's gonna be neutral in this conversation. So he'll be the one guiding us through this, this conversation. So off to you.
So to start off, Chelsea aren't doing the best, this morning.
We don't care.
This morning we just lost 2-0
don't really
to
care.
Leicester.
Okay, so let's quickly just go over the table real quick. So we have Leicester City at first place after beating Hayfield's team. We have Manchester United at second place.
With a game in hand, may I add?
Big old.
Okay.
We have Manchester City with 2 games in hand, actually. They're at third. They can overtake Leicester City if they win both games. Liverpool at fourth because they suck right now. Tottenham Hotspur at fifth. And yeah.
The rest is like whatever.
So this is probably either the best or worst title race of all time.
Well, I'd just like to add Arsenal at 10th. Yeah, Arsenal 10th place.
To be fair,
To be fair, they're finding form again.
Yeah.
They've won 4 out of their last 5
they're
games.
only a couple points out of the top 4, actually. Bit concerning.
And including,
It's
they also
quite
beat
close.
Chelsea as well.
Yeah. Well,
They did beat us too, but we don't have
We
to
don't
go.
speak about that.
But that was a while back,
Yeah.
when you were still not finding form. So anyways,
So Hayden and Y are Liverpool fans, and Ahan and Arya are Manchester United fans. So we have an FA Cup tie coming up.
Liverpool just played United in the Premier League. It was a game at Anfield, and to be honest, that game was dead. It was so
Yeah.
good.
it was quite an even game.
Yeah. There were
a lot of
I think there's so many shots on both sides. So many
We
shots.
had 17 shots.
I'm just gonna say now, watching that game live, it was like insane stress because both teams looked very dangerous when they were attacking.
At times, you sense that it could have gone either way. But and I think the 0-0, it doesn't necessarily do it justice. It was a bit more entertaining than your typical 0-0.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could have been.
I mean, this isn't exactly the most odd thing ever in the league as well, because usually when Liverpool and United clash in the season, the first game's always almost a draw.
Yeah, we've
Last
drawn
season was
0-0.
a draw. The
Yeah.
season before was a draw.
Yeah.
And the second game is usually when things are more at stake. So games are played much more.
I think the thing is, there's so much hype going into the first matchup between Liverpool and United that both teams kind of cancel each other out,
Yeah.
because there's so much at stake. And
And
The biggest
obviously,
teams of football in England.
I'd go with that.
historically as well. And next week, Liverpool play United at FA Cup in Old Trafford. This is what, the 4th round or something?
Fourth round.
Fourth round. To be honest, I didn't think we were going to be tying another Premier League team this early in the competition.
Yeah, it's
I
actually-
swear it's rigged.
Yeah.
It would be interesting, though,
Yeah.
because usually the FA Cup is a bit dead until the later
One side,
stages.
Yeah.
FA Cup used to be such a prestigious competition as well.
It still is.
I still think
I
it's
mean, yeah, but people would before it was bigger than the league.
Yeah. True.
Who did City draw again?
Some random Division 3 team or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Cheltenham.
Yeah.
We drew like Luton. It was
Yeah, exactly. You don't watch that, until you get to the semi-finals at Wembley. Then it's all right.
Yeah.
But
And then,
So it'll actually be pretty
I'm looking forward to
entertaining
it.
to see a top team, getting knocked out in the 4th round.
and it'll be
Looking at
it'll be interesting because United's Old Trafford form is really poor, but at the same time, Liverpool's away form has been really poor too. Except for that one outlier with Crystal Palace, but
7-0.
Oh, why am I laughing? We lost.
really strange scenes. I mean, Liverpool and
1-7.
United got destroyed
No, what?
in the fourth game week. Liverpool lost to Aston Villa 7-2. Manchester United lost 6-1 to Tottenham.
Yeah.
And in the same game week, in the same game week, and in the same kits, a few weeks ago during Christmas, we had the exact opposite results and good results for our teams. You guys won 6-2. We won 7-0.
I'd just like to thank you, on behalf. After it was like a day of embarrassing 6-1 performance.
And
Day
then
later, Liverpool lose 7-2. Just sort of takes the sort of people's perspective and the laughing stock away from
That was
us.
a bad
You'll
day.
never walk alone. That's why.
Yes, exactly.
I had an econ test the next day. I
to
did
do
really
a
well.
business
I did really well on that econ test because I channeled my energy.
I did really well on my business test as well.
Maybe Liverpool needs to lose more for you guys to do
No.
No. The trade-off is not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth
The
it.
trade-off is not worth it.
Are you sure?
I mean, I don't know if you guys have this thing, but whenever there's a game going on, or if you see a result and it's not what you want, you feel really.
I think it's the most on why though, because when he comes to school, he's always wearing like Liverpool jersey,
Very patriotic
Liverpool. I
to
know
Liverpool.
even like our theatre teacher was like telling, who's like, today, why looks sad today? Did Liverpool lose?
Yes.
You know? So like, I feel like you can tell, especially with why.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's really bad, but my heart rate goes off the roof whenever there's a game. I swear I've lost like 5 years of my life from being.
I was gonna watch the game last night. It was like 5 a.m. I checked the score. It was like 2-0, and I just fell asleep. It was depressing.
I mean, actually, what is happening in Chelsea? Their new signings have not been. Well, Timo Werner.
What's going on with Timo Werner, man?
Yeah,
They were supposed to be your star signings
I was so happy when they scored against what's it called?
with the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, no, in the FA Cup. Like both Havertz and Werner scored, and I thought like
the farmers or
Morecambe.
Do you think?
farmers? Yeah.
Do you think it's because they just haven't adapted to the physicality and pace of English football, or have they just lost their mojo?
I would say so because you've seen Timo Werner and Kai Havertz class and
Rip up
talent.
the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like they need time, and I don't know if Frank Lampard has the time though. Is a question.
I think pressure is on his job.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand enough just how different these different leagues are, like Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, Premier League, they're all different in their own way. It's hard for a player to come in from another country and expect them to perform on the same level, as they did in previous leagues,
Bruno
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes is different class.
He's the
Player of the season, in my opinion, so far.
Like, for example,
I'd go with that.
He revolutionized your team.
he pretty much
completely changed.
he's single-handedly
he has got a-
carrying Manchester United on
he
his
literally
back.
is.
He has
The
got
whole
a
midfield
franchise
just
on his
carrying it.
shoulders.
And obviously,
Yeah.
we also have Marcus Rashford, feeding the kids.
Yeah, he's doing great
He's
work
a good-
off the field.
Yeah.
Did you see
Good
Bruno's
guy.
reaction when he came off
Against you,
Oh,
he was pissed.
Yeah. I think that's what marks a great player though.
Yeah.
When they're upset about being subbed off.
Ozil.
Granit Xhaka is an outlier, but Cristiano Ronaldo, Toni Kroos, Robin, those guys.
Kepa.
He didn't go off the bench. Refused.
He was the manager.
He was the manager in that situation.
Oh man,
a great player among
I have no idea what happened to Kepa. It's actually so tragic. He was pretty good in that FA Cup game when they knocked us out. And then what happened afterwards?
No, he was pretty good the first season actually, and then I don't know what just happened. Like
Isn't
he just lost
still
all
the most
confidence.
expensive keeper in history.
Yeah,
He
is the most
He
expensive
is the
He
most.
played pretty good against Morecambe though.
Against who?
Oh yeah, well done. He played well against some farmers.
Okay, let's shift the attention back to Liverpool and United. So historically, obviously, great rivalries. Back in like the mid 90s, Liverpool was dominating the English league. They had the most league titles.
80s, 90s.
And then once the Premier League came,
Revolutionized
was
Sir
when
Alex.
Manchester United absolutely dominated the Premier League with Sir Alex Ferguson, obviously being a manager for 20 years.
25 years,
Yeah.
26,
28, I think.
26 years, I think.
He completely changed Manchester United, brought back that winning mentality, and they won, I believe, 13 Premier Leagues in his career.
Yep.
Yeah.
Liverpool. So United have 20 league titles so far. Liverpool with 19. They won one last season, of course. So now they're catching up. But this season, still have no idea what's gonna happen.
Well, let's be honest. No one wants Liverpool to win again. Except
That's not
Liverpool
true.
fans.
I mean,
Except
Manchester
Liverpool fans.
United won 4 Premier Leagues within 5 years.
Well, but in recent years.
Okay, if I'm being
So-
completely honest, I'm a United fan, right? So of course I don't want Liverpool to win. But if I was thinking from Hayfield's point of view, I think you'd rather see Liverpool win than Manchester City win.
No, I was gonna say I just don't want Man United to win.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the whole league hates Man U. That's
That's fair.
facts. That's
That's
factual.
fair.
Everyone
Even
hates Man
though
U.
Liverpool are rivals, but I just don't like Man U. I just don't like.
I'd say City have haters too, but they don't really have fans either, so
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily
I've
work.
never
It's just the
experienced this sort
feelings
of
are-
atmosphere before.
The feelings are not as intense with Man City. Like they win a league, yeah.
I
well
mean,
done.
we
let's spend so much money.
I
Right?
mean,
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Deacon, if you're watching this.
I mean, to be fair,
No
Man
one
City,
likes City.
Man City have been playing some really good football lately. they
Yeah,
have really
yeah, yeah.
talented
yeah,
players.
okay,
They
to
have
be
more
fair, the
players.
youngsters have been doing well. Ferran
Yeah.
Torres.
They're very.
Diaz, Stones is
Stones. Well, yeah.
21 points.
I thought
21 fantasy points, yeah.
Yeah,
I got
had him
20.
in my
I did
team.
not.
You had him in your team.
I had him in my team, man. 20 something. He
Jesus
scored 2
Christ.
goals and it was a clean sheet.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think they're going through a transitional period though, because
Yeah,
like a mix of the older players, Aguero, David Silva left, Vincent Kompany left a couple years ago.
Yeah, but they have so much
And-
squad depth.
And the younger players coming through, I think, they have ridiculous squad depth, obviously. But now is their time
Yeah.
to like build a squad.
And obviously, City did have a record-breaking season of 100 points in the 2017-18 season.
If you guys saw Man City versus Chelsea, they look outstanding, and against Man United as well.
in the
Carabao
Cup,
Yes,
yeah, they did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Carabao Cup now, City are playing Tottenham in the
I think,
final.
yeah, and I think KDB's finding his form back. I think he was
Playing as a
injured.
striker.
He was injured, and then he was had a bit of a slump
For his
form-
standards.
For his high standards.
Still incredible, but
Still arguably the best midfielder in the world.
I think he is. I'd go with that. I don't see anyone else.
Bruno Fernandes is also pretty good.
Well,
I
I
think-
think he's just performed better this season if you look at it, but
As
in
a player.
terms of as a player,
Technical
not
quality.
quite yet. There.
No, Bruno's.
He's young.
I mean,
Could-
it's still too early to say whether they're the best because usually you'd want to see their consistency first.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin De Bruyne has done it over 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Champions League level, he's done at the World Cup, Euros. He's immense.
Yeah.
And I think Bruno,
Great player.
he could, overtake Kevin De Bruyne in the next couple of years,
Yeah.
but he's not at the best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, I don't think he's reached the
Level.
peak of his career.
I don't think he has.
No, but yeah, as of now, no comparison.
Yeah, it's Kevin.
If you look at this season, yeah, sure, you could argue Bruno's having a better season, which wouldn't technically be wrong, but just
based on pure quality,
yeah.
I still think Jordan Henderson should have won Player of the Season last year.
Okay, I think the case with Henderson is he's very important to Liverpool, but in terms of a player, not
yeah,
exactly.
definitely. I just wanted to see him win, to be honest.
I mean, he did win the FWA, which
he did what?
which is fair.
PFA Player of the Year.
But PFA, I think it definitely should have been Kevin De Bruyne.
Didn't he come second in Sports Personality of the Year as well?
Yeah, first was Lewis
Lewis
Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton, 7-time champ.
Lewis Hamilton.
I mean, it had to be Lewis Hamilton.
Could
Lewis
have.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously we're playing a game next week, Liverpool United. Do you guys have score predictions, or what do you think is going to happen?
I don't want to curse.
I'm
my
not gonna
team.
comment.
Yeah, I mean,
Last time I said
every
something.
time.
Last time
You
I
guys
said-
don't know, but every time we film a podcast, the games after our team is always underperforming.
All right, well then I'm performing. I'm predicting 4-0 Liverpool. Hopefully the curse remains.
5-1 to United. Yeah. yeah.
If I'm being okay, in all seriousness, if I had to give a prediction, my head says
Do you think it's going to be a tight game?
2-1 Liverpool.
That's what I think as well.
Yeah, but obviously the
you want-
heart
yeah.
is 2-0 United clean sheet as well.
I mean, it's kind of hard to predict because
I'd love to see Klopp after a 1-0 United win with a Bruno Fernandes penalty.
96.
Yeah, that was
After the whistle blows, he gets a
Oh
penalty.
yeah, he just comes back on. Yeah.
I mean, it's really difficult to say because Liverpool has failed to score in their last 3 Premier League games.
Yeah, we're going through a
And they
slump.
haven't done that since 2005.
Yeah.
And considering we have arguably one of the best trios of attacking players in football, that's just embarrassing.
I think you've got 2 great attackers and Firmino.
To be honest,
Firmino is, the
midfielder.
glue that links everything together.
defensive attacker.
Yeah, I don't think anyone except Liverpool fans rate Firmino. if I'm quite honest.
Okay. Everyone
But,
rates
yeah,
Firmino.
Sure.
I mean, in the season we rocked the Champions League in 17-18, he was insane. All the front 3 scored 10 goals each in the Champions League.
No, even every season, he may not get the stats of Aubameyang. Well, Aubameyang hasn't done that great this season, but he didn't get the stats of a Rashford, Aubameyang, or a Harry Kane. But he offers something different to all those strikers.
I
He's
think
a
Kane's
link
been
up
turning
there.
up this season.
Yeah.
Harry Kane has been.
Yeah.
He's not the type of person who would score the goals, but rather create the goals.
Yeah.
He creates space for the inside forwards of Salah and Mane to burst their own goal.
Yeah.
And he does help out defensively.
Well, obviously Salah and Mane are class apart.
class apart. Yeah.
Arguably, I'd say 2 of the top 5 Premier League
I think
footballers.
Salah, Mane, they might go down as one of the best Premier League wingers ever,
Fair.
because just the pure goal scoring ability
Yeah.
hasn't been seen before in the Premier
Yeah.
League.
I
So
think Giggsy's up there, but
Giggsy for his longevity,
Yeah.
but Salah scoring 20
32 goals.
32 goals in a Premier League season. He broke the record essentially.
Yeah, and the most important thing is that he was consistent. It wasn't just one season wonder, like a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of
say.
people thought it'd stop, but no, the goals kept coming, and he won the Champions League for us, won the Premier League title for us. So I think his legacy is being built, and if you can add a couple more Premier Leagues to that CV.
Yeah, well, I think
will
no
go
matter
down
how
as one of
great
the best.
he will be, I think the greatest Liverpool player of all time will hands down go down as
Steve.
Karius.
He hit
I
you.
think
He hit you where it hurts.
Whoa.
He hit you where it hurts.
You mentioned
honest,
the name that cannot be named.
That Champions League final was so depressing because Salah was ruled out because of Sergio Ramos,
Yeah.
that dark arts player. And then Karius had a concussion,
I remember
supposedly.
I just woke up,
Yeah.
at 3. I stayed up till 3 a.m. I was
I
so
stayed up
gassed.
as well. Yeah.
I was so gassed.
Yeah, that
Because,
game game could have gone out as a draw, or we might have even won. Because if Salah, after Salah went off,
Salah
it just
was-
killed the vibe.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, you're only
we were
saying that
playing
because you
really well.
lost, but yeah, sure.
In hindsight, but Salah that season, he was a different level.
Yeah,
of
that was his
Different
peak
gravy.
for sure.
Ronaldo didn't have a good game.
Yeah,
Ronaldo didn't have a good game.
Ronaldo was
No, I'm
in the
actually-
pocket of Trent. He was in Trent's
Did you
pocket.
see Robertson's tackle on him?
Oh yeah,
When he was about to make the shot.
Yeah.
But then I also saw the clip. There was what do you call those people? The people who run on the pitch invaders.
Yeah.
There was a woman dressed up quite inappropriately, and Ronaldo looked like he was about to shoot, and then she came on, and the ref blew the whistle, and he was mad. He was mad. He really
But
wanted
if I'm
to
being completely honest,
score.
that was much more entertaining than the Champions League final, which Liverpool won against Tottenham.
Yeah, that was a weird final.
Yeah, okay,
So-
yeah, fair play. You guys won the Champions League, but
I think we.
But to be honest,
best.
it was going to be difficult to have an entertaining final considering what the semis were like.
The semis were mad.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
The semis were.
But yeah, I mean the final
Yeah, of
was
course,
just
in
really-
comparison, but like the finals in itself weren't.
I think last year's final was. I mean,
Yeah, I think it was
last year's final.
Last year's final was 1-0.
The PSG one as well was.
That was
PSG.
not
Yeah,
too
yeah.
entertaining, but I mean it was COVID.
Overshadowed by 8-2. You ate to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's only the semi-finals that.
Sorry, Karan, if you're watching.
Oh yeah, Prawn. It's okay.
And finally, I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think about your manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
That man.
I mean, do you guys?
I've had this discussion with you
Yeah, me and Hayden have
For
actually
years.
talked about
Because it seems like
since he's
since he's been appointed.
Yeah.
it seems like you guys have. I don't know. I know a lot of Manchester United fans. It seems like it's very mixed. Like some days
yeah,
you'd be
yeah,
like
there's
Ole
a
out, and then
love-hate
next day.
relationship
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him. And I
like
tend to
sometimes
agree with
you're
what
like-
Hayden says. He's a decent manager, but he's definitely not winning the Premier League
He's not. He's
as
not.
manager of
Yeah.
Man United.
Yeah.
Like, he's not that level.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's ever going to be the man to lead
Yeah.
your club to
To
where it used to be,
Premier-
or
yeah.
to take your club into a new direction.
You know, I love Ole, club legend,
Super sub.
won us the Champions League.
Yeah.
But you know, fair play. If he does it, he does it. You know.
If he does it fair play,
Yeah.
and he's proved everyone wrong, but
yeah.
I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening. I think you should have gone for Pochettino.
I
He was
agree.
available, but no, you guys stuck with Oli, and I mean, you got knocked out of the chance.
And Pochettino ended up at PSG winning his first trophy within a week after being a couple of years at Tottenham.
It was the trophy didn't really mean anything.
I think if
It's still
Hayfield managed
silverware,
PSG,
man.
he could have won that.
Hayfield could have won the trophy.
Yeah.
Mbappe up top, you know.
Just be like, yeah, Mbappe, you just run at goal, you know, shoot it at Via Farmer and goal. Yeah.
But gotta feel very happy for Pochettino.
I feel happy for him.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know,
Trophy's a trophy.
trophy is a trophy.
Silverware. All right, so I guess that was it for that segment, and now we're gonna move on to NBA.
NBA.
The National Basketball Association is a professional basketball league in North America. The league is composed of 30 teams and is one of the 4 major professional sports leagues in the United States and Canada. It is the premier men's professional basketball league in the world. In this season, the focus is on Harden, Durant, and Kyrie, a big 3 like the NBA has never seen before. Are they destined for greatness or disappointment?
So, NBA segment. Big news in the NBA, obviously. James Harden moving from the Houston Rockets to the Brooklyn Nets, joining up with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving to form the NBA's Big 3. Any thoughts on that, Han?
I think arguably the greatest talent within 3 basketball players on the team.
Ever seen on a team?
Yeah.
I think so as well. It's the scoring prowess on that team is going to be, unmatched to any other team in the league, and the firepower alone, they have to make the finals.
Well, on paper, yeah, you say that, but I don't know if it'll work because you look at the big 3s that have won titles. Your Spurs big 3.
Spurs Big 3,
Kawhi,
Miami Heat.
Yeah, Kawhi, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker. The Miami Heat big 3. LeBron, Chris Bosh,
And Dwayne Wade.
The Warriors big 3. Clay,
KD,
Stephen
played.
KD as well. Yeah.
Celtics, Ray Allen,
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett.
5.
That was Rajon
Even
Rondo.
the Cavs 2016.
Kevin Love, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
So
We will just. No, I've heard Stephen Curry's been doing like crazy.
yes,
Yeah,
Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry.
Okay, us 3, we're not the most knowledgeable about the NBA.
Oh, not at all.
This
But
is
he's
a-
been doing like crazy, like right
Well,
now, like
he was-
in his team, like
yeah.
the points, like
Yeah.
for his team.
He's been injured he was injured most of last season.
Last
Yeah.
season, yeah.
And his team used to be really good, right? They made like 4 or 5 finals in a row.
Yeah, five straight.
5 straight
15 to
finals in a
19.
row, right?
1-3.
And then his teammate got injured. Like his brother, essentially, Klay Thompson,
Yeah.
for like 2 years.
And injured again.
Injured
Sad
again.
to see,
So,
yeah.
it's very sad to see, but very unfortunate. Kevin Durant left to go to the Brooklyn Nets, and Draymond Green is Draymond Green.
Yeah.
So he's a one-man team essentially, and he's incredible in his comeback season. He scored 62 points in one game.
Yeah, so-
That was insane.
But
And-
yeah, going back to the Nets, I think, on paper they look really good, but I think the only thing that's going to stop them is themselves.
Yeah, I think
The chemistry.
like
When
there could be
Kyrie
big
joins back,
egos
God
on
knows
one
where
team.
he is.
Yeah, where is Kyrie? He abandoned.
Disappeared.
Like Kyrie Irving, okay, he was meant to be the face of
The
the
NBA.
Brooklyn Nets along with his teammate Kevin Durant, and he's just gone off somewhere. Like nobody knows where he
Just
went.
disappeared.
Like, apparently,
No
the,
one knows
the
actually.
Brooklyn Nets administration,
organization
the organization.
doesn't know where he is.
They tried calling him. He didn't pick up the phone.
He just
So,
told them, I'm not
coming to
sorry.
training,
Yeah.
and he hasn't been playing for like the last couple of games.
Has he literally just gone off grid?
Yeah, he was spotted at a maskless party. I think it was his sister's birthday or something like
Something
that.
like that. Yeah.
Oh my
But
god.
He's always been an eccentric figure. Like he's one of the most talented
Basketball
players.
Arguably
The greatest handles,
greatest
dribblers of all time.
Yep.
He's won a championship before
Off the
with LeBron
pitch.
James,
Off the pitch.
but off
very controversial.
very controversial figure.
Thinks the earth is flat, which
I mean,
don't really need to comment on that.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not.
but
So in sports, he's the greatest person ever, but outside.
he's a bit like a Neymar, to give an analogy. He's the Neymar of basketball.
You have your Odell Beckham Jr. in American football, Neymar in football,
Football.
Kyrie Irving in basketball.
Yeah, exactly. That's the analogy I'd give.
Yeah.
And there are too many big egos on one team. James Harden, he was quite a toxic figure on the Houston Rockets.
I think to be honest, a lot of the blame should now be placed on James Harden because he's had some great teammates, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. They've built teams around him for years, and he's just never stepped up. Rockets fans, they could argue, they would have won in 2018
if Chris Paul didn't get injured.
Which I could agree with that.
But that's just in hindsight. Looking back, it never actually. He got injured, and
should have, could have, would have.
Exactly. But I think they should at least make the finals. This big three.
The big three of the Nets.
The amount of talent on one team, they have to make the finals. I mean.
But I can't put it past the Lakers. Back to back.
You can't put it past them. Yeah, LeBron James is built different. He's built different. Wait, have you seen that meme?
Yes.
I'm 36.
I'm 30. Stop, I'm only 36.
Stop, I'm only 36. Yeah. He's been in the league 18 years and, smashing it up. Yeah, put some respect on his name.
Yeah.
4 titles going on for 5? You see 5 happening.
Yeah.
If he got 5, would you think, GOAT debate?
In my opinion,
would that elevate him?
I think 6 to tie Michael Jordan's record would put him above him. But I think him
but
and
doing
Michael,
it for 3 different franchises. That has to play into account.
Yeah, obviously. I think people have their own debates. I'm a big LeBron fan. But I think, you can't really look past Michael Jordan and LeBron James as arguably the 2 greatest basketball players of all time. And it's actually, in my opinion, it's quite similar to the F1 debate.
Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher.
Similar eras.
Yeah. Similar eras, 90s.
More recent.
Yeah. 2000s and,
I think in terms of basketballing ability or racing ability, I think
it's the modern day just because of the training regiments and
But if we're looking, taking everything into account, impact they had on the sport.
Yeah, context as well.
Yeah.
I think.
And obviously I'm a Ferrari fan, so
you're gonna say Michael Schumacher,
aren't you? Driver of all time.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you can't go wrong selecting either Lewis Hamilton or Michael Schumacher.
LeBron
and Michael Jordan. Yeah, I think it's just up for.
MJ just had a much bigger impact. But, LeBron, Kobe, MJ, Stephen Curry as well. Arguably the 4 greatest impacts that a basketball player has had.
On a sport. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Is basketball one of those sports where you can play to an older age? Because, for example, in football, you usually retire around 35, right?
It's about the same.
But you said, LeBron James, you said he's 36?
Yeah, that's the thing. He's 36.
He is... As Hayden.
So what's the average retirement age for basketball? Is it the same?
It's slightly more
high 30s maybe.
37, 38.
I think the running's a bit less than football, so you can sort of get away.
You can get to your prime. Your prime is.
They just have to. It depends on how they adjust their game.
Yeah, but you got some players who drop off after 20, 27, 28. It depends on how you adapt your game.
Vince Carter retired at
43. 42
last year.
But
only basketball player to play in 4 decades.
Yeah, but he's an outlier. He's an outlier. But it's about the same, I'd say. Maybe slightly more.
Maybe a bit older.
But yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know, football, you see teenagers coming up the ranks.
Yeah. Is that the same with basketball?
No,
because the NBA have a rule, you have to, they changed up the high school rule. You have to at least do 1 year of college, or from high school you go to the G League. I think that's a rule. So
you can't just go straight from high school.
Which LeBron did.
Yeah,
so he entered the league when he was 18.
Kobe did that as well.
Yeah, now it's around 19.
You have
20.
to 19-20. You have to go through at least 1 year of university. So it's called the
one and done.
One and done. Yeah, one and done rule. But in football, you see 16-year-olds.
They can literally start right from the
Harvey Elliott for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yusuf Moukoko, Dortmund, who's younger than us.
Well, he's
and he's playing Champions League football.
I don't know if he actually is younger.
It's still so surreal how he's younger than us.
That's mad.
And he doesn't even. He looks older than us, but he's not.
He looks 25, man. Yeah. But anyway, it's a bit. It's a bit trade off. They start later. And then football starts earlier.
But I think it's very surreal and inspiring. And it just sort of puts you to shame,
Yeah.
people younger than you.
You're just thinking, what am I doing with my life?
What am I doing?
Here we are talking about these great people
Yeah.
when we should be these great people.
Well, Ahan is one of these.
Yeah,
Ahan is playing in a men's league.
Hence,
Yeah.
he's our guest.
Yeah.
That's why he's our
What
guest.
are we doing here?
Anyway, thank you so much for coming on the Spotify podcast. It's been,
Yeah.
it's been
Honor.
an excellent episode.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, you know.
Fantastic. You know,
Fantastic.
great company, and you know, wish you future luck with your future endeavours in your cricketing career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, so thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to episode 2 of Sportify. We hope you have enjoyed it and would love to hear your feedback. Be sure to tune in next time for another special segment of Sportify. Feel free to let us know what you would like to see next. Stay tuned for monthly episodes of Sportify. That's all from me, and take care.